Okay, so I'm gonna make some keto brownies. And I ordered this Bake Glide from Amazon, and it calls for parchment paper over an 8x8 pan. So I thought I'm gonna try my Bake Glide because I have an 8-inch round in here. There's actually quite a good set: 6-inch, 7, 8, 9, and then 13x13 square, and 39 inches of a wall piece liner. Okay. Yeah, so we'll check that out. So this is what's in it. This is the meter long, and this goes around the, I guess it's for the larger of the big square here. It's a big square, and that's just supposed to fold it over itself for the round ones, but I'm not sure. The stuff is almost like nylon. Like, we sell silicone bakeware, and it's different feeling than this. It's very thin, first of all. Focus, there we go, sort of. Very thin. It's almost like nylon. So this, I think it's the 6 or 7, and this is the 8, maybe. Okay, maybe what's wrong with that? Let's try the next size down. Okay, I guess my pan's just a little bit off in size. It did say it was, it does say 8-inch. So, let's see here if I can squeeze it in. Have it come up the sides a little bit. No, it doesn't look right. I'm going to use a smaller one, even though it doesn't quite make it to the edges. Okay, let's try that. Let's flip it over so it's curled down. Yeah, it's close. And then there's the small one, this one, and this one. Probably my pan isn't quite 8 inches, because I think it's supposed to be 6, and then 7, 8, and 9, and then this 13x13 rectangle, or square, not rectangle. So that's that, and now we'll make the recipe. I got it back in here, and it has a really interesting lid system. So it has this tube of clear plastic, and you slide this little green cap in, and then it just snaps right through like that. Just like that. And then this one, ta-da! Although they're really hard to get off, I'd use a knife to pick them out. So there we go. Okay, so this recipe, which I'll put down in the description, calls for 227 grams of cream cheese. Now, when I measured it out, all but that was 227 grams from the package. Now I thought, well, you know what? That's only a tiny little bit. I think I'll just add that in there too. And I just microwaved it for 30 seconds to soften it. So we need to add that to our bowl. And then it calls for xylitol. Now, I happen to have this because I was making my own toothpaste, and they recommend this as a sweetener, and voila, I happen to still have some left. And that is 1/4 cup. It's very granular. It's even more like granular than regular sugar. And it said use a whisk, so I'm hoping I microwaved the cheese enough to actually use a whisk, sort of. I would have used a hand mixer, however, I've already packed it. So, yeah, I didn't anticipate I was going to need it, so it's packed up already. So anyway, so to whisk these together till they're combined, which shall be interesting considering how it's stuck inside my whisk. And then add in the 1 egg, which in my case, you know, we have quail, not chicken here, so that's actually 4 quail eggs. Make it a little bit more liquid here so I can stir it up. Yummy cheese. And I got vanilla extract, and that's only a teaspoon. So this is the cream cheese layer of it. It's like a brownie / cake. And it's got chocolate swirls in it, in the picture. From what I found on Pinterest, anyway. Slightly easier to combine than it's, you know, a little wet, except it's already in my whisk. Yeah, it did say use electric mixer because it was easier. I can see that. I guess I could use my KitchenAid. It just seemed like it was kind of big to take over something like one little dessert. Okay, it's coming out now. So I'm on vacation now. So our kitchen renovations are going to be under full swing while I'm home. Of course, all the kids are home too, so that always makes it interesting to get any work done at all, let alone wrecking an entire kitchen. I don't quite understand what's going to go on, and every time I talk about the kitchen, I use words like, we're going to blow it up, we're going to destroy it. I think they're actually a little bit worried. Willow wanted to know if I was going to get some TNT. So I had to let them know, no, we're just using our hands and our tools, and there will be no dynamite going on here. Okay, that's not too bad now. It's a little lumpy looking. Yeah, well, it's not exactly consistency of the electric mixer, but it's not bad. There, my spatula to clean the sides. There's very little actually left in my whisk. That's pretty good. One more go around. It's a good workout for arm muscles. Okay. Tastes yummy. Yeah, I can just eat this as a dessert. I think this and a little pudding cup. Maybe a little melted chocolate on it. Be delicious. Okay, for the fudgy layer, we have melted 130 grams of butter, unsalted. It said grass-fed, but I don't happen to have that, so we're gonna go with non-grass-fed butter. And our non-grass-fed cow, not the butter. And we have 2/3 cup more of the xylitol. Now, I have to say I hardly used any of this before because my husband didn't like it in the toothpaste. And it was this 454 gram bag, and it was $10.39 like back in 2015. And I've used nearly the whole bag just for this one recipe, so it's not an inexpensive recipe. I have half a teaspoon. Now it says kosher salt. I like sea salt, so I'm using sea salt. It's not kosher, I'm sure. It's from the Dollarama. Interestingly enough, it was only 82 cents, not $1. And it is 80 grams of cocoa. I can't get confused with the flour. 80 grams of cocoa. And we're supposed to mix all these up until everything is incorporated. I'm going to get a clean spatula here. Now my butter was actually frozen, so when I read what you're supposed to do with the butter, that you're supposed to melt it anyway, I thought, well, it says you can melt it in the microwave, like all of this together, or use it over a pot on a water bath. But I've already melted the butter, so I think we can incorporate everything nicely just doing this. Now I call for 2 more eggs, and the eggs are supposed to be at room temperature. Luckily, we have these wonderful quail, and I just went over to their cage and took eggs from them. And like I said, 4 quail eggs make up 1 chicken egg. So we'll need to add 2 more eggs. And we're going to add in 70 grams of almond flour. It almost looks like Oreo cookie pie crust if you were mixing it, Oreo grain, like the Oreo wafers with the sugar and butter. You make a bottom of a cheesecake or something. So I was reading a little further along in the recipe, and it mentioned that the mixture will be smooth in the end. So it said to keep on the water bath or in the microwave until all the sweetener was dissolved. And I thought maybe it wasn't warm enough in the butter, so I thought I would just microwave it, and I microwaved it now for a minute, but I mean, I'm not sure how smooth it's going to end up in the end, so I guess we'll see. But you can see the butter is definitely separated again, and you know, I got this goop. But no, actually I did not use cocoa powder, I should confess. I've been using up on my Carb powder, so I don't know if that would make any difference with that, because I used it as a cocoa substitute in every recipe I have. So I don't know if that would make any difference, but anyway, I noticed that definitely the butter separated, and the carob, I noticed there's a couple of bits that weren't crushed of the carob in there. I see that, but otherwise this is the carob and the xylitol mixed together, and I don't know, we're supposed to add the eggs one at a time, we'll see. And it says let it cool slightly, but it's actually not that warm, which could be my problem. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in the end. But it does mention it's gonna get smooth somewhere along the way here. So it says add 1 egg at a time. That's kind of challenging since I have, well, that's pretty good. That was 4 yolks right there. Since I have them in, you know, miniature format of quail eggs. Okay, it is hard to do without an electric mixer. Well, the eggs incorporate it. It's loosening up the ball in the middle, so not unlike the cream cheese mixture. Once you add more liquid, of course, easier to stir. So I'll do my next egg. It's getting thicker, and definitely it looks more creamy now. And it's actually easier to stir even though it's thicker. It's not as separated. The butter and the other parts aren't separate. Yeah, definitely looks more smooth now. So a good whisk with that before I add the flour and thicken things up again. I'm getting my workout today. How about we clean the sides here and scrape. Uh-oh, I got a little one coming.
Mommy?
Mommy's baking. Look at that, look how smooth that is now. Okay, definitely smooth, more creamy looking than it did a little while ago when it was all separated. Okay, now we're going to add our almond flour. That's 70 grams. I'll take it slow so I don't make a mess with it. That's another ingredient I find quite pricey, but it's worth it with a little healthier diet and weight loss and all that to boot. Definitely thicker and harder to mix. Totally encourage you to use an electric mixer on this one. There, scrape down. Okay. There. That's smooth, right? Like butter. Okay, so I whipped it up a little bit more with my, not the whisk, that was too hard, but with my spatula. And I put 2/3 of it in here. Now, because my Bake Glide didn't come up the sides, I just took my Costco coconut oil and I just wiped the sides just so it wouldn't stick. I'm a little bit nervous about sticking. And now I'm going to take the cream cheese mixture, which looks delicious. I gotta say, I did sample the chocolate one. Heavenly. I could just eat this thing like as batter. Who needs to bake it? So I put 2/3 of the chocolate down. And now we're gonna put the cream cheese, which, yes, it could be smoother if I had a hand mixer. Or the motivation to do it, you know, a little bit smoother. I'm sure it tastes delicious even if there's a small chunk of cheese in there. This is definitely easier to pour out than the chocolate. The chocolate was unmoving when I put it in there. Yum. Now it's gonna be like a marble, so it's just a matter of trying to make it swirl properly. So I have a little bit of chocolate for the top. Actually it said 4 dollops, but it's hard to get dollops to come out of this thing because it's pretty thick. There we go. And instead using a knife. Now, they do have a video on their website of how to do this. I actually didn't watch their video first before attempting my own. You know, I don't want to be unduly influenced, but so, but in the pictures it showed Something like this effect. The edges aren't swirling very good. Maybe, yeah, come in from the edge. There we go. That's working better. Cool. Now it says bake 15 to 25 minutes, and they had said they check after 15. Don't overbake. It said it should be almost undercooked, a little bit like still like the jiggle, still jiggly in the middle, but the edge is a little bit more set. So that's what we're going to try to accomplish here with this. I guess I should turn the camera the other way. I don't know if it makes a difference. That's what we're going to try to do. Now, it doesn't make very much. It's only an 8-inch pan, but I'm sure it'll be delicious. Okay, so I just got the beef at 15 minutes. This will be easier if I had a light in my oven, but so yeah, the edges do look set. It's pulled away. But it's still got jiggle to it. Is it set enough? Okay, I'm going to give it another few minutes. I know they say don't overbake, but they had mentioned their oven was like 23 minutes at 350, and I've had this in now for 15. How about we just go another 5? That sounds like a plan. Okay, 2 seconds left. Okay. Well, one hand this, maybe, sort of. Okay.
I haven't opened this.
My husband's got our Canada Day festivities on the counter. Still jiggle. I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna call it done because they did say don't overcook it. And I need to put it here because I somehow have lost any other space in the house. Here, I'll put it on this with my dirty dishes on the sink. There we go. Perfect. And I'll let it cool down. Okay, the moment of truth. Time for dessert. Definitely ooey gooey. It's supposed to be a sticky, fudgy brownie. Let's see if it's cooked enough. That looks cooked enough. The middle definitely looks softer. Well, I said before I could have eaten it raw. It was definitely delicious. Oh yeah. Maybe cooked a little bit more, but it is yum yum.